Good morning, friends. Today's story is about the parable of the talents. And if you have your Spark Story Bible, I invite you to follow along with me on pages 316 to 317. Jesus told a story about using the gifts God gives us. A man was going on a trip. I need someone to take care of my money, he thought. He called his servants and handed each of them some talents. And that would kind of be like being handed a bunch of $100 bills. In the time of Jesus, a talent was a coin that was worth a lot of money. Take care of this money while I'm away, he said. 2 of the servants went to the market. They traded their talents and made more. One servant was afraid. He dug a hole and buried his talents. The man returned, and 2 servants handed him more than they had been given. Good job, the man said. You shall have more. The 3rd servant brushed the dirt from his talents. I was afraid, he said. I buried my talent. Give your talents to the others, the man said. You did not use what I gave you. I will not give you any more. When God gives us special gifts and talents, God's hope is that we use them to multiply God's love in the world, not bury them in fear like the 3rd servant did. And sharing God's special gifts and talents is a really unique way of sharing too. When I think of sharing, a lot of times I think about what I have to give up in order that someone else can have a piece of what I have. But God's sharing is different. When we share generously, we don't have less of God's love. Instead, God's love is multiplied. It grows. Think about it this way. Sharing our unique gifts and talents is like this bottle of bubbles. If it's sitting in a cupboard unused, it's not sparking any joy. It's not multiplying God's love. But if I take the bottle of bubbles out of the cupboard and blow some life into the bubble wand, God's love is multiplied, just like the bubbles. Will you please pray with me? Dear God, thank you for entrusting us with special gifts and talents. Give us faith to boldly use what you have first given us to multiply your love in the world. Amen.